Yo 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 yo.
Charlamagne the God.
To the planet, it's Friday.
Yes, it's Friday. Good morning. The weekend is here.
The weekend is absolutely here, man. What's happening? How y'all feeling out there?
Oh, man, pretty good. I'm excited about this weekend. I really don't have much to do this weekend. I ain't got nothing to do. I can relax at home and do absolutely positively nothing. My daughters don't have dance. Jackson doesn't have basketball. Logan doesn't have track. I'm just relaxing at the crib.
Yeah, that's not my life. Cheer dad, baby.
No, you cheer this weekend.
There's cheer competitions to attend this weekend, baby. You know? So, yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
All right. Well, this morning,
I am a little bit excited, though, because I'm going to get a sneak peek this weekend at Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. You know, that's the book that Judy Blume created decades ago is finally coming out as a movie, and I'm going to get a sneak peek of that this weekend, so I'm excited about that.
Okay.
That I'm excited about.
All right. Well, today's show, Amani will be joining us.
That's right. Salute to the homie Amani, man. That's my peoples right there. She's going to be up here to talk to us about not just Ramadan, because it is Ramadan, but also Muslim Women's Day, which is happening this March 27th, I believe. And it's an annual celebration to help elevate Muslim women's voices. And Amani has a big voice, not just for a Muslim woman, but a woman, period. So Amani will be here to talk to us about that later this morning.
That's right. And also, Jermaine Dupree and Currency will be joining us. They got a new project, so we'll get a chance to kick it with both of them.
The legend Jermaine Dupree, the young legend Currency. Can't wait to talk to both of them. I think their album is called For Motivational Purposes Only.
Yes. Or for motivational use only. One or the other.
Motivational use only, yeah.
Yes, all right. All right, and get it off your chest. If you need to vent, 800-585-1051. It's a Friday, and then you need to vent. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Ray!
Yo, Charlamagne, Envy, what up? Are we live?
This is your time to get it off your chest.
I got an indoor pool, an outdoor pool.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
We can get on the phone right now. He'll tell you what it is.
We live? Hello, who's this?
Yo, what up, Envy? Charlamagne, it's Charles, man. Y'all might not remember I called last year. I'm the guy that got fired from Club Live.
I don't remember, but what's up?
How are you, Charles? I don't remember, but what's happening?
Well, anyway, I want to ask y'all something, man. I got a roommate that's a pathological liar. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be his friend, but it seems like he'll tell me something, and a few months later he'll tell me something different, and he'll forget the lie he told. And he'll never admit to lying, and I want to be the guy's friend, but, you know, would you be a friend with somebody that you knew was lying to you?
No.
It depends what they're lying about.
I mean, it's not even an important lie. It's just be nonsense.
No.
That's what I'm saying. I'm one of those people. I like to lie for stuff like for no reason, but then I'll tell you I'm lying. You know what I mean? But it ain't nothing serious.
For instance, he's got a really nice car, you know what I'm saying? And he told me his car was paid off. So then a few weeks later, he told me, no, literally a few weeks later, he told me that he was still making payments on his car and it'll be finished paid off in a few years. You know, but why would he lie to me about that, man? You know?
Well, those lies don't affect you.
Because you have to speak. That's right. And you got to speak things into existence.
But like they say, it's not the lie that necessarily offends me. It's he insults my intelligence because I know you're lying.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
You know why you upset? I'm going to tell you why you upset. You upset because you ain't calling him on his lies. See, you can be friends with anybody if you accept who they are. So whenever they do stuff like that, you got to be like, man, shut your lying ass up. Man, I know you lying. You just mad you ain't calling him on it.
Well, you know what? I'll take your advice and I'll do that from now on.
Call his ass out.
I'll do that,
home
man.
now?
I'll do that.
No,
he's at work right now, actually.
Damn, we should call him.
He's at work.
You want to call him?
No, don't call him. But anyway, I want to also say something.
See, I think you lying now. Don't call him.
No, he's literally at work, man. It's early in the morning. He's going to work or whatever. I get off at midnight. I work at Wendy's. I get off at midnight, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still up. I've been watching movies.
All right, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
What you said? You was about to ask me something. What you was saying?
No, he said I'm upset. Oh, who? Him? The liar?
Yeah, the guy that worked at Wendy's.
No, liar hung up. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Williams from 757.
What's up, man? Virginia, get it off your chest, brother.
Hey, what's happening, Envy? What's good, Charlamagne? Hey,
Yes, King, how you doing, brother?
I'm all right, brother. Hey.
Oh, no guest host today. We won't have guest host again until next week. Claudia Jordan was supposed to be here today, but she got stuck in Miami, I think.
Yep.
Okay. That's what's happening there. Hey, this is about what y'all was saying about Trump and everything he got going on with the arrest. Charlamagne was saying that he should just drop out because it seemed like a witch hunt and everything will go away. but his ego getting in the way. But that don't really
That's
got
a
nothing
fact.
to do with ego. You know what I mean? But it's like, why would he drop out just because they come at him? If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? I would go harder though. That don't really got nothing to do with ego, you know?
I mean, listen, if you believe in what you believe in, I can understand what you're saying. And you know what's crazy? It's going to make his followers turn up even more because they're going to feel like, oh, this is an attack on our guy. You know, so they're going to rally around him even more.
Yeah. So this gonna look good for him in the long run, for real.
You're not wrong. He's going to become a martyr. You're not wrong. And you know, America loves a good martyr.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, man.
Thank you, brother.
You know, that was, yes, sir.
Hello, who's this?
Ray B from the Campbell Soup City.
Hey, Campbell Soup City. What's up, brother? Get it off your chest.
Man, right now I gotta show some love to my homegirl Lisa. They found her in the apartment, not alive. I gotta show some love to my little niece. They found her baby. She wasn't alive. And my homeboy Chris that live up here in Warren, the barber. Show some love to his family. All this happened within a week and a half.
Damn.
My brother, I am sorry to hear that. I'm sending healing energy to you and all of those families. And I'm sorry that all of y'all have to go through that, my brother. Damn. And you said that.
In God we trust.
Absolutely.
In God we trust over any living person alive.
I respect that.
All right, brother. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Get it up. This is your time to get it off your chest.
Keep calling.
800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning. What's going on with you? This is G.
G, what's up? Get it off your chest, brother.
Oh, man. First of all, I just want to shout out both of my boys, Money, I'm sorry. He gonna be mad at me. I messed his name up. But Money, he 8. JoJo, he's 11. Boys, get up, get yourselves together, man. Let's go learn something today.
Let's go learn. Let's go learn.
Yes, sir. You hung up on him?
Here's the thing. Red is all bored out. Red is learned from envy and regard to just hanging up on people, yo. They don't care.
I know. If you don't hang up with me.
They don't care. They don't care if you complete your thoughts. They don't say peace. They just clip you.
Hello, who's this?
Okay, what I want to get off my chest is actually two things. One is African parents making you their slave for life just because they brought you to America. And the second one is managers at work acting like, they own the place when the whole time they getting paid just like we are too.
Okay.
Well, the first one, African parents will bring you here and think you have to be working for them and work to your bones till the day you die. Hopefully, there are Africans listening right now. You don't have to do it.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that's what I don't know what to say.
Oh, you don't have to be slaves, Africans. That's what she just said. Yeah. Okay.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Brandon.
Hey, Brandon, get it off your chest, bro.
Oh, that's what's up, man. I always listen to the show when I woke up in the morning for mom going to school and whatnot.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening, brother.
Hey, no problem, man. I want to give a shout out to my mom, my dad. My dad probably at work in the truck right now listening to it. What's up, Pop?
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Hey, I need y'all to remember one thing about this segment, all right? It's called Get It Off Your Chest, okay? So it's not a shout-out segment, all right? This isn't a roll call. Call in and get something off your chest. If you want to vent, if you want to tell us why you're blessed, that's what this segment is for. Let's not forget that, people. Okay, listeners?
Let's try one more time. Hello, who's this?
Jody.
Hey, Jody, get it off your chest.
Hey, my boyfriend just left. While I was at the hospital, my son, he grabbed all his and left.
We can't hear you. I don't know if you got us on Bluetooth
what a loser.
speaker.
What a clown he is. Was that your baby?
Yeah, no, we've been together for 3 years, and, he wasn't ready for all this.
Wow. He didn't give you no heads up, no nothing?
Yeah, he gave me a little heads up. I left him, I left him the option, and he just grabbed the stuff. I was at the hospital. I couldn't really do anything, so...
Wow.
Just get it off my chest because I need to start over, and his whole family doesn't even like me anyways.
You still love him?
Of course I do.
Oh, well, I can't
No, but it's nice talking to you guys. Oh, my goodness. I love you guys so much. I listen to you every day, and I'm here just to get motivated and get the day going.
All right. Well, have a great one, Mama.
Yeah, don't let him back in the house too soon either now.
All right. Well, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, you can hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got some special guests joining us today.
Who we got?
We got Charlie Walk and Stephon Benz. Welcome.
Hey, thank you very much for having us.
Now, Charlie Walk, if people don't know who you are, let's start off from there.
Thank God you do.
Some of the history.
That's all that really matters.
And some of the things that you did in this thing we call the music industry.
You know, I started off early. Like, when I was at Columbia Records at 18, my first job was to work with, like, LL Cool J, into Slick Rick, into New Kids on the Block. Mm-hmm. So I got the sense of, like, real artist development, real artists that did the work. That's sort of been the way it was. When we met Destiny's Child, Beyonce was 14. Mm-hmm. You know, there were 5 girls in Destiny's Child. I don't know if you guys know.
5?
At the beginning, and then there were 3.
Wow.
So we got to see, when Beyonce walked in the room with her mom and dad, at 14, you were in the presence of greatness.
Mm-hmm. You knew it
before No, right? Before all the hits. Yeah, so I always say stars are born, not made. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the reasons why we're here today is we're talking about, like, this crazy TikTok thing where everyone thinks they can cheat and cut the line, right? And go like this and pray to God something happens. Mm-hmm. But the real stars do the work. I mean, look at you. How long did it take you, right?
Yeah, I'm doing it 25 years.
Okay,
yeah.
Right? But did you do the work?
Absolutely.
Did you just go on TikTok and say, hey, I'm a star?
No, I started off as an intern.
So I was an intern at Kiss 108 in Boston.
Wow.
Back in the day, because I wanted to get in the business, and I started working with talent. Mm-hmm. The first thing was, like, New Kids. There was no MTV or YouTube or TikTok. It was like FM radio was your only narrow lane. If you couldn't get through that, no one heard you. Mm-hmm. So how do you break? Right? You got to go through community. And the biggest stars actually broke in regions, right? Community. If you look at the biggest rappers, did the work. So what's happening now is no one's developing talent. The labels are taking stuff off TikTok. You guys have to play a lot of crap, right? If you really think about it, not sticky stuff. Mm-hmm. You play songs, but how many artists you guys really get excited about in the course of a year? It's gotten down to very low numbers because of sort of that TikTok thing where people just going up and throwing, Hail Marys. So, but back in the day we did that, and then in the last many years, Ariana Grande, The Weeknd. The Weeknd was a big part of my life at the beginning when we were trying to figure out how to take, like, the Prince of Darkness but have him play wide but still stay within brand. Mm-hmm. And so we were part of, like, the transition of, like, Kissland, that album, to Can't Feel My Face. Mm-hmm. And that was a really great thing to, like, have someone that created his own brand, but how do you figure out how to get to stadiums and arenas? Mm-hmm. I think the biggest stars do that. And I think that's why, we work with a guy like Stephon. We met him at 12. Mm-hmm. If you heard the audio that was sent to us at 12, you knew the kid had pitch perfect tone. And then you have to sort of, like, imagine and manifest the future. What's he going to look like at 15 or now 16 or 17? And if you get in early enough and you develop the talent and you don't chase the song, you chase the artist, you end up with, a real career. This is kind of like where I'm at today, thinking about it takes longer. You don't make money right away, but at the end of the day, you end up in a stadium and arena.
Damn, so Stephon, that got to be pressure for you, right? Bro, hearing all that.
I got this pressure. I mean, I'm from South Africa. My parents moved here just for me to do this, so I got pressure from there. I got pressure from this, but, I think that's what I do best, honestly.
What made you come here? Because, the South African music scene is, over the last 10 years, is so huge, so big, so many stars. So what made you say, you know what, I'm going to leave that scene and come to the U.S.?
Yeah, I got signed in South Africa when I was like 9 or 10 years old. I was super little. I met this record label over there, and I sang in front of like 10,000 people. Like 3 days later, I opened the show. It just went crazy in South Africa, and I was like, you know what? Hollywood's the entertainment capital of the world. Mm-hmm. Let me and my whole family, my little sister, all just go over there and try it. Literally, let's just take a gamble. Let's go try, and I'm so thankful for my parents for that. My parents believed in me enough to just go gamble, like just go see if anything happens, and it did.
What's the science behind real stars?
Well, first of all, they have to want it more than you.
Okay.
They're the CEO of themselves. They have vision. They're not puppets. And they have a work ethic like you've never seen. Taylor Swift is the most intense, incredible, focused artist I've ever seen in the world. When I met Beyonce at 14, it wasn't like fun. You don't go out and have fun with the artist. It was serious art conversation about the music and what it's going to be and what the brand's going to be. And they always would say, like, the general thesis is an artist is a brand is a promise. What's your promise? And they knew their promise. So many parents call me and hit me up on DM, my kid, TikTok. TikTok's fine, but TikTok is not the platform that's going to break you. It's you and your art, right? TikTok's Reels, all these things come and go. It's the content that you're feeding into those platforms that's the snackable 15 or 30 seconds of great that's going to maybe go viral if you did the work, right? It's not going to be TikTok. So that's I try to preach that more than ever, and he hates TikTok. He doesn't care about it because he's chasing his art, not the song in the moment to be goofy.
I'm far more interested in my craft and being better at what I do every single day than, and especially when I post to TikTok and it's like actual good stuff that I do and I take time to do a cover does worse than me doing some stupid lip sync trend or some some stupid thing. So
you guys understand, like, you have to be goofy on TikTok. Like, it forces you, right? You have to be effing goofy. And this kid, I'm not being goofy. Like, you have to do obscure, goofy things to get into the algorithm to possibly be in the For You page to go viral, right? Goofy. Like, he doesn't want to do goofy. I'm not going to get in a fight about it. So he's just going to stick to chasing the artist versus chasing the song, and not being a one-hit wonder. And those one-hit wonders are like cleaning our apartments now. Like, what do we do? Like, we're not doing that shit.
All right, well, don't move. We got more with Charlie Walk and Stefan Benz. When we come back, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Charlie Walk and Stefan Benz. Welcome, Charlamagne.
How much does it cost to break a great artist? Because it's still a cost, right?
It's a lot of money, and I'll tell you why. So it's years, number one, right? Do we agree it's years?
Time is money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, he's got to eat. He's got to travel. He's got to have a crew. And I don't mean an entourage, but I mean we have an amazing publicist. We have amazing stylists. We have hair and makeup. We have studios. We have people that are, betting on him, sharing in the future revenue of songwriting and production. But I would say it's hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of 3 or 4 years.
Yikes.
And so you have to, so what I do with our company is we deploy capital to fund, and we become partners with the artists, and we're making the bet. And by the way, we better be right.
I apologize for the damage I've caused.
Let's talk about American Idol. You were on American Idol, right?
Yeah, I
and
went
how
on
was
American
that?
Idol. Oh man, I was so stressed out. Apparently, American Idol's 21, which is crazy. It's the 21st season. I went on. I was approached by American Idol to ask me to go on the show, and I went on an audition. It's Katy Perry, Luke Bryan, Lionel Richie, and I usually don't get too nervous, and if I get nervous, it's super internal. I don't usually show it, but I remember I was like, nah, it's good. Like, it's just me singing in front of 3 people in a room. Like, I'm just gonna look at them. Usually that's where I feel like I thrive. And I look at I walk into this room and I'm like so nervous. Like, I walk in and I have a water right now. Like, I needed water so badly. I was so scared that they were gonna pick up my mouth being dry on the mic. Like,
I wanted to ask, right? Like, if you're from a small town, you don't got no connections, no real money to invest, but you got a lot of talent.
Yeah.
You one of those. What do you do to get an opportunity with somebody like you, Charlie?
You mean, how do you get someone's attention that actually could do it? I think what stops me is talent. It's like how do you stop the scroll on Instagram? What makes you, and you're going, you guys lie in bed at night, you wake up in the morning, you're going to get ready to do the big morning show here, and you're scrolling through your stuff, and you get producers and stuff, but you're looking for something to inspire you. What stops you to make you say, I'm going to talk about that? It's the same exact thing. So if something stops me, I stop and really pay attention to why did that. If that stops me, I try to be in the mindset of I represent everybody, right? It's not about me having an ego. It's like if I'm feeling it, my temperament for a hit record or stardom, I'm representing everybody. My mindset is, how does it play wide? So for me, the way people find me, they hit me on DM, and I look through every DM and I listen. We pay attention. You got to be in the culture, right? I try to be timeless about it. Like, I'm an OG, but I try to be in the culture by listening to, I don't want to say younger people, but people that are in it that I respect. If you said to me, if you pulled me aside after this and you say, Charlie, I'm telling you, my cousin Janie just sent me some that's amazing. Like, I haven't seen this. I would stop what I was doing and maybe go see her right now. It's like, I'm like that. Because you're connected, and you would not normally say that to me unless you felt it, right? You just never know when great can happen at any time. So the idea is, if there's greatness, it somehow finds its way.
I see you got your guitar there.
You acting like you want to do something.
What that guitar be about?
You already know.
You acting like you want to do something.
You already know I want to.
All right, well, let's do it.
I'm gonna play a song.
You sure? You're not going to edit nothing now, so just make a break. Right? Break, Charlie been talking a lot of talk.
Listen, you were talking in the beginning about the pressure.
Turn on the auto-tune.
Flip the switch right now. This is a song called Just Friends by Music Soul Child.
Oh, yeah.
I actually sang this song on Idol, but they cut it out and used another one. So, this is Music Soul Child. Girl, I know this might seem strange, but let me know if I'm out of order for step into you this way. See, I've been watching you for a while, and I just gotta let you know that I'm really feeling your style. Cause I had to know your name and leave you with my number, and I hope that you would call me someday. If you want, you can give me yours too, and if you don't, well, I ain't mad at you. We can still be cool. I'm not trying to pressure you, just can't stop thinking about you. You ain't even really gotta be my girlfriend. I just gotta know your name. Maybe sometime we can hook up, hang out, just chill. Damn, I'm surprised that you called. By the way that you walked away, I thought I won't gon' see you no more, since you didn't wanna give me your man. I thought that you were digging me and wasn't digging me. Yeah, but anyway, what you doing tonight? I'll probably be with my peeps. If it's cool with you, maybe we'll swing by, and you could just chill with us, or you could just chill with me. As long as you're comfortable, you feel secure when you're with me. I'm not trying to pressure you, just can't stop thinking about you. You ain't even really gotta be my girlfriend. I just gotta know your name, and maybe sometime we can hook up, hang out, just chill.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Now, where can people find you if they want to find you, follow you, download music, stream, and all that good stuff?
Well, my name's Stefan Benz. Stefan with an F, not a PH, and Benz like Mercedes. So Stefan Benz everywhere. Stefan Benz official on Instagram. I'm Stefan Benz. TikTok. Go follow my TikTok, please. That's what we're focusing on.
Are you gonna mess with Afrobeats? You got to do Afrobeats.
Oh, I do Afrobeats all the time.
Thank you guys for
That's gonna
joining
piss
us.
everybody off. Stefan Benz become the biggest voice in Afrobeats.
And win a Grammy for it? Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
Well, Charlie Walk, Stefan Benz, thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate you guys, and good luck with everything.
Best morning show in the country. Let's go.
You said it, not us. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Your company has goals this year. Find the right people to help you achieve them with ZipRecruiter, where 4 out of 5 employers get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/breakfast. That's ZipRecruiter.com/breakfast.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club on this Friday. Again, saluting everybody out in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm so excited that we linked up with Young Dolph's family and Paper Route, and we're doing this car show in Memphis. If you don't know about it, we're coming down there May 28th, and we're celebrating Dolph's life. So we're bringing Dolph's whole car fleet, which is like 20. We're bringing Key Glocks, which is his cousin and artist cars. We're bringing 50 Cent's cars, my cars, and we're just going to celebrate for the city. So it's a car show. It's a Young Dolph Museum will be there, so you get to see all his artifacts, his clothes, his artwork, and jewelry. Also, we're bringing rides for the kids and jumpies and face painting and music. It's going to be a day of celebration. So if you haven't got your tickets, click the link in my bio and get your tickets. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, and when we come back, we're going to be kicking it with Jermaine Dupri and Currency. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some special guests in the building. We got Currency and Jermaine Dupri.
Yes,
Jay.
indeed.
What up?
What's going on, fellas?
How this collaboration came about?
Man, I did a record on this Harris Fraud album I did. Then I named the record Jermaine Dupri because it reminded me of when I've seen bro on MTV Cribs. So it made me speak on it, name the record after homie. Then he heard it, and he hit me and was like, just come to the studio, like, you should come through, like, let's do a record. Well, what I thought was just come do a record. But then when we jammed up, like, it felt right, and we never stopped working.
Man, let's go back to that MTV Cribs thing, right? Because, you know, nowadays when you see rappers doing that, look like just everybody flossing. But back then it really used to inspire people. So talk about that.
Yes, like, dude had the iceberg sweater on, just all the stuff that was out of my reach at that time, you know what I'm saying? And, like, they always see like how kids like saw Black Panther, like, yo, he look like us, like this it right here, you know what I'm saying? So you could do it. Cause the only people I ever seen on that was like, I keep telling them, was Hulk Hogan, and, like Britney Spears' house, and then bam, here he come. Like, yeah,
so how was it working with JD?
It was like, you know, honestly, it was like a dream, bro, because I've been in the game for a long time, and just on the outside looking in, that's one of the people that I figured that was like somewhere else. That's out of space. You know what I'm saying? So you speak on it. You know, even I named the record Jermaine Dupri. I never thought I was gonna meet Jermaine Dupri in anything.
That's wild that y'all never met. That's wild.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
y'all both be outside. Like,
yeah, but two different.
Yeah, it's two different worlds completely. Like,
he's outside, and his group of people in the section may include like who? You want to just throw names around?
Usher.
All right, and it's me and the homies. So we not going. It's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just great that it did, and it's like when I thought I was gonna go to the NFL or the NBA, I used to look on the back of the cards and look at people's birthday and see who would be in the league when I got there. You know what I'm saying? And like this is like that. This is exactly like that.
How was working with Currency?
It's dope, you know. It's because it's interesting because we never talked about songs, right? Usually I talk about what we gonna do prior to even making a beat. He rolling up, I'm making a beat. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't even know if he know what's happening. But it just happened. We never made one record where we talked about what we were gonna do. It just organically happened. So I felt like, you know, the first 5 records that I saw this happen, I'm like, oh, this is what organic, I guess, feels like, or it means, right? And by the time we got to 10, I'm like, oh, okay, this is really something different than what I usually, you know. Usually it's a process of like, we gonna make a song like this, and we need to make a record like this, and we need to do this and put this person on there. We ain't had none of them conversations, but we got to that process at the end of the songs. You know,
Currency, you've been out for so long, you put up so many records, and I feel like the world doesn't necessarily give you the credit you deserve. And the same thing with yourself, JD. Do y'all have those conversations?
I don't understand.
Yeah, nah,
we'll talk about it.
We don't have the conversation, like, but we just, it's an understanding, like, you know, that's why we do what we do. But we also know and notice what you did. We just keep putting the numbers up that work.
I feel like you have to do that when you're from the South, though.
Yeah, if you want people to if you want that, then you have to do that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? If you just want to take care of your family, pay the bills, and ball out on your own accord, then you don't have to do it. Like I always say, like I still want to go to Walmart and look for Hot Wheels and you know, but I want to go in a Ferrari or something, so I work hard enough to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not worrying about the other that come with it.
Because all the guys up north will always be like, oh, I'm the king of New York, I'm the king of hip-hop. Wayne didn't get in the conversation until he said he the best rapper alive. T.I. didn't get into the conversation until he said he the king of the South. I feel like when you from the South, you have to say it.
You have to, you know.
The South always gets slighted. It just is what it is. It's not a oh, no, we don't. It's a true fact. We get slighted. Not as much anymore. Nah, really, we just really got dissed really bad recently at the Grammys.
Yeah.
No limit.
Yeah.
No 2 Live crew. Listen, Luke Skywalker is the reason that the parental advisory sticker is on every rap record in the world.
You're right.
How do you do a hip hop 50 and you do not put the person who put that sticker on these records on the show?
That's right.
If you're gonna slight Luke, they gonna always slight Jermaine Dupri, because I'm saying I don't think I did the parental advisory thing. I haven't done anything that's that monumental to this is forever in hip hop. This was on your mixtapes. This is forever. This is something that everybody had to feel because of what they did in Miami, and you can't put that man on the show,
right?
That's a fact.
Yeah. But do you ever look back and think about, you know, some of the things that you've created, right? Like, because it's a lot of this stuff came from the tree of Jermaine Dupri and So Def, right? Yeah. People that worked for you, that was intern, people that you employed. Do you ever look back at that and be like, this is from my tree and most people don't know?
Yeah, we talk about it yesterday. By the way, yesterday, we had a listening party last night. But prior to that, we was getting ready for the listening party. We was doing a photo shoot, and they was playing Never Scared, right? And he was like, why? He was like, why are they playing this song? And I'm like, that's my artist. And he was like, what?
I was like, all right. I was like, what playlist is this? I'm like, So Def. I'm like, all right. So they played the ones you know for sure they're supposed to play. Like after Bow Wow, Bounce With Me went off, Bone Crusher came on.
Right.
So I was like, oh, they just mixing it up, like playing some stuff related to it.
I knew that. I knew that.
He said Currency didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Look, I didn't know that. And then when he was talking to me about that, the Youngbloods record came on.
Yep.
And,
Lil Jon
and I was like, so this one too, you know what I'm saying? That fucked me up. Like, I didn't even know. Like, he was like, yeah, nah, they were signing.
Yo, Lil Jon used to work for Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah, this is the tree that you all this stuff.
See, that's what I'm saying. If he don't know this,
I didn't know he was in the restaurant with Escape and them in the video. That's all I knew. I was like, did all that shit.
Didn't know that Escape was JD artist.
No, I knew that.
Okay.
I'm saying that's the ones I knew.
Got you.
I didn't know that he did that album for Youngblood, and I had no idea Bone Crusher.
You knew the Franchise Boys, right?
No. Yeah, I know all the people. I knew
if you see me, if you hear me,
I saw it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that.
So it's crazy because they put this list out of executives, I think yesterday or whatever the thing was, like the top 10 CEOs, and somebody was asking me, do I think I should be high on the list? And I don't care about that list, but I should be higher, but because I'm sure they did the exact same thing he's doing. They not even factoring in half of the artists that's come from this tree that you speak of.
But history has to matter, right? Because you can't have a Mount Rushmore of Atlanta without Jermaine Dupri on it.
Yeah, but
so if Atlanta's, if the way people revere New York, right? They're gonna put the architects of New York on, so you got to put the architects of Atlanta on.
Yeah, I just think that modern day Atlanta is so hip hop, and I was doing both. You know what I mean? I'm responsible for a lot of R&B that comes from Atlanta, and I'm responsible for a lot of hip hop from Atlanta. And I feel like the mindset of now, when they talk about it, CEOs today, it's all hip hop. It's all hip hop. So even in that space, people try to I didn't know you did Anthony Hamilton. You know what I mean? It's like you try to move out a lot of the things, and it's just I think it's just people just not living in the eras, or not knowing. If you don't see me. Because it's crazy, because I'm the only person that I feel like if I put my tag on the record, they know. But if I don't say nothing, I just try to be straight CEO and just I'm putting out records, people don't ever mention me doing them songs.
So when you do projects like this, is it something? Are you feel like you got something to prove?
What, this project?
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like this project is really who I am. This project is really where I actually come from. This is rap. This is how I started. It's a reminder to let people know that, though. Because I think, like I said, when people start talking about Jermaine Dupri, the first name that come out of people's mouths is Mariah Carey or Usher. I'm a hip-hop guy. You know what I mean? I write songs, with the gift that God gave me. But I'm from the hip-hop world, and that's what it is.
All right, we got more with Jermaine Dupri and Currency, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Currency and Jermaine Dupri.
What up?
All right. What makes you work with newer artists? Like we seen you did Division's album. What makes you say, you know what, I'm gonna dive into some of the new artists that are not mine as well?
I mean, that's how I always. I mean, that's what I did always. I mean, Usher became a staple of mine because I did the same thing that I did with Division. When I did Usher, nobody, Usher, the face was gonna drop Usher. It was like Jermaine either works or all of y'all, it's out the door. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like I've always been that guy to just y'all believe in the artist? I like the artist. Let's go in the studio. I don't even look at it like that. And I had to do that at first, but then when I did Ari Lennox and her record went #1, I was like, why am I not doing this for all these other artists out here? They need it. It ain't even like a thing that I'm doing for me. They need it. They need somebody in the studio with them that can help them take them to the next level.
When you hear the conversations, like when you hear them say Usher versus Chris Brown in the verses, I think Chris is dope, but I think Usher got nuclear weapons. I just think it's a difference between the 20 Usher would come with and the 20 Chris would come with. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think it's like hip-hop. It's like Currency, right? He got way more records than a bunch of people, right? I think that's where people look at it. They think about how many records Chris has and how many times they hear him. You hear Chris 100 million times more than you hear Usher. So I think that's where people start basing verses on. You're speaking on songs. People don't even listen to songs past 30 minutes, right? I be watching my daughter play a record and the verse don't even get done. She don't get through 16 bars. She going to another song, right? They don't measure the songs like you're saying. So I feel like the young generation, they all gonna say Chris Brown because they not measuring how big the songs are. But if you a song person, you know for sure what's up.
Yeah. So you think Usher will wash him is what you say?
I'm just saying, if you a song person, half of them songs is mine, so I'm a fight for my records.
Now, I want to ask Currency too. You've been independent for a long time.
Yeah.
Now break that
the bulk
down.
of my success, like really everything that anybody like really like noticed, the bread. Anytime I got picked up money, it was all through the independent thing.
So now you're independent. You have to do everything yourself. You have to pay producers, pay clearances, everything.
Yeah.
Does that get tiring?
Nah, I got my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Musa dude. You know we like split everything, so it's easy. As long as you get out your own way and handle it and stop comparing yourself to other people in these situations, like just do your work. When you look up, you know what I'm saying, you'll realize what you've done and where you at.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, what made you create Jet Life, the clothing brand?
Well, I always was into like fashion. I always wanted to like put stuff on, and some was not out. Some ideas that I missed. A lot of clothing lines stopped doing stuff that I like, and I was like, all right, I know what to do. We'll just do our own and keep it in that vein of the stuff I missed, and that's what works out for us.
Are you ever surprised with the amount of support you get from the clothing line?
Yeah, I see it everywhere. Like,
I think I'm your biggest model, bro.
I just saw you.
Don't call yourself a model. I am a model, sir. I am a model, sir. I am, sir. I am.
Nah, bro, you are a great spokesperson for the brand. I didn't say model. Spokesperson. You know what I'm saying?
Spokesperson. I am a model, sir. I am a model. You can call me model.
All right, so look, man, I am surprised. I'm places where I don't expect to see it, and you could tell like that they know that they have it on. It's not like some kid gave it to his mom and she's at the grocery store. I'm talking about people in the know, such as yourself, who have it on. Like Nas, after he wins the Grammy, he's got the Jet Life jacket on. And like Lotto had a freestyle that went everywhere, and she had the Jet Life Letterman jacket on. So it's like, even though I'm not in those rooms, I'm still in those rooms. It's tight because they know what I mean, you know. So they bring it everywhere where they feel like I should be at anyway. So it's tight.
So how'd you get a love for furniture?
I like to chill. And it's all about finding like comfortable chilling stuff. So we're gonna make our own. Same reason, like out of necessity. Same reason we did Jet Life clothing. You know what I'm saying? Like we need better stuff to chill on. So I'm gonna fill the void.
So you be sitting in the couch like this. I don't like this.
I don't like this motherfucker. Like the higher I get, I'm like, you know what? This not really to kick it on. So we're working on it. You know.
What made y'all name the album? I mean, the record Essence Fest.
Well, it's a rivalry between the Falcons and the Saints. This is a real thing, right? For the longest, when we first started working, I was like, you know, if we're gonna do an album, once we got past the first 10 songs, I kept thinking in my head, if we're gonna do an album, we have to make something that speaks to that rivalry. Because we ain't supposed to be cool when that game come on. Right? So we can't act like we don't know this. Like, this is something that you know. If you're from Atlanta, you know that. If you're from New Orleans, you know that, right? So then we both start trying to find out why it's a rivalry. But then it's also a love there. It's a love that, you know, if you're from Atlanta, you talk about going to Essence Fest in January. It don't happen till July, right? This is something we prepare for the top of the year. People like, yeah, you know, they getting their clothes ready in January to go to New Orleans. But I feel like it's vice versa. When people come to Atlanta for the games from New Orleans, they come out there and they have a good time. They love the city. So it's a love-hate situation. I think the one thing that brings that love and that hate together is the Essence Fest, right? So it was just only right. And then once we got the bounce, the record, and it was the bounce and the vibe, and he had never rapped over a record like that. Now that he's a full-fledged professional artist, it just made sense to bring all of that in and not leave one piece of that out. And I think the Essence Fest brings every piece of it together. Huh?
The fact that the first time you heard Get the Gat,
I heard
was
it
at a party
in the
Essence Fest. That's when he first heard it. So you know the way my mind works. I'm like, nah, that's it. The gavel dropped right down. That's the name. That's the name of it.
Get the Gat. That's a New Orleans classic, right?
Yeah. I told him like it's in the fiber of all the music that ever came out after it from New Orleans.
Really? Explain.
Everybody who rap has rapped over that beat. Like the first rap you ever wrote was over that. I promise. Like any club you ever been to, you could have been 11 years old. If they knew you could rap, that was the beat they put on for you. They gave you the mic in front of everybody. Now you can rap, and you had to rap over that straight up.
Now, JD, did you create 106 Park?
Yeah. I mean, you know, see, the funny part about this is that, I mean, I'm a CEO, right? So this goes into the world of like what we was just talking about. If you don't see Jermaine Dupri working, you don't see me doing what we got to do, you're not going to believe anything that happens, right? Okay, so when I brought the kids from the rap game here, remember this? He was like, oh, nobody want to see no kids rap.
Yeah. Now Layla out of here.
Yeah. Because I'm saying that's what's happened, right?
Yeah.
So that's the same thing that's happened here. If you...
Well, what I should say is, JD, congratulations again.
Nobody says that. Nobody's going to say that. Nobody's going to say congratulations. But I'm saying, I say that to say that if I wouldn't have brought them here, y'all saw the kids. You seen them from scratch before they was ever anybody,
Absolutely.
right? If you didn't see it and nobody else, and people have forgot about that show at this point, and I said, I created a TV show that introduced you to Lotto. Somebody would challenge that and be like,
yeah.
Somebody would challenge you and say, no, you didn't. So it's the same thing. I saw MTV TRL. I drive down the street, I see all these kids outside in Times Square, and I'm like, damn, why black kids don't have a show like this, right? Meanwhile, I'm making the Bow Wow record, and I'm like, BET needs to do this. Now, if they had this idea in their mind prior to me saying this, then God bless them. But I'm saying, what artists was they gonna launch that show with? Because I provided the artists that made that show what that show became. It wasn't no Chris Brown before Bow Wow. It wasn't no Lil Romeo before Bow Wow. It wasn't no Littles. And I think somebody got mad at me for saying the Little, because
I disagreed with that. That was mad Littles.
It was a Lil Kim.
It was a Little John.
Yeah, but I'm
young generation.
I'm talking about the Littles. I'm clearing this up. I meant the Littles of his era, not the Little Johns. Yeah, it's always been a little person forever.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying, I'm talking about all of Lil Romeo's, Zayn, like who, I mean, I don't know, you know what I mean? These people that came in that Bow Wow lane, that's what I meant. But if people don't realize that, you know, that's why, and people don't even understand that. I'm the one who gave Bow Wow the name Mr. 106 in Park. BET didn't give him that name. So why would I name him that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I put that in a verse to say I'm Mr. 106 in Park? I didn't want the credit for 106 in Park, right? I'm not even saying, I'm not speaking on it now about me wanting the credit, but I know that that's what happened. So people can take it however they want to take it.
All right, we got more with Jermaine Dupri and Currency, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Currency and Jermaine Dupri. Charlamagne?
I don't understand you and Bow Wow's relationship either.
Yeah, why don't you just grab him, put him in the headlock, give him a nugget, and then y'all good?
It ain't even that. It's just
y'all family.
It's all good.
When he says things like he regrets signing to you, it's like your JD made you a superstar.
You know, it's the same thing I said. Kids of today and this generation of hip-hop, we have a lost appreciation for things. And that's why I said about being with Currency. Everywhere I go, I'm seeing people don't have appreciation for hip-hop. And that has become a thing in hip-hop now, to not appreciate the things that came and got you to this space.
And what was the turn, though? Because he was like a father figure to him.
Yeah, but
and now he was like his son.
I feel like the outside world makes you not appreciate that. That's what I'm saying. That's what it does. It's the hip hop world that we live in right now don't appreciate for real. Like when I wore the high top fade the other day in the video, right? It's people on there that's so much more concerned with me thinking that I want to wear this at my age and saying I'm going through a midlife crisis, as opposed to looking at it and saying that's what hip hop did, right? Hip hop made do any and everything, and we never had a problem. We never questioned it. It was because it was hip hop. Now, if you do something that hip hop makes you do, or if you even try to, there's no appreciation for it. And I think that's what that is. And I feel like Bow Wow is in that space where he has to deal with you guys, he has to deal with younger guys, and the media definitely don't appreciate nothing until it's over with.
But it's just certain people like I'm never gonna fight with, right? We can fight behind the scenes. I'm never gonna fight with Clue, right? That's my brother. I'm never gonna fight with Fab. Even you, I'm not gonna fight with you. You know, we could get into an argument, but it just seems something else was there, which is just hard to understand. Because I've been there.
I'm not gonna fight. I know that, but you know,
fight and argue. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I don't even have no reason to argue. I mean, I feel like I understand it. I understand.
I don't.
That's what I'm saying. But you don't understand it because you haven't had to deal with a person that has to go through this. A rapper, right? You're a rapper. You say this. You're a rapper, and people challenge you if you write your lyrics. People challenge you on this. People challenge you on that. It's hard for a person to actually deal with that if you're not prepared for it. Me, like, I don't give a what nobody don't say about me, because I know what I do, and I know I'm outdoing everything that damn near everybody else is doing, so I'm not even paying no attention to it. But the majority of people, they can't deal with it. That's why the Instagram is the way the Instagram is, because every time somebody says something, people are at him, right? And I feel like that's where he is. He gets caught up in that, and he's got caught up in that a lot without me being around. He got caught up in that. They created the Bow Wow challenge. I wasn't a part of that, right? How do you deal with that as a person? He had to deal with it, and you killed him, right? And just listening to his, you know what I'm saying?
You part of it, Charlamagne.
You know what I mean? And it's like when a person is dealing with that, they just get tight, and they want, you know what I mean? So then you want to try to like make it seem like you got it all. You got it all on you. You know, it's
on your
thing.
own. I got
it. It's my thing. So it's like it's just a situation where you gotta know how to deal with it, and you don't get coaching by this. I didn't teach him how to deal with that part of life.
But he has to know somebody eventually is going to do that to him too. And they do it. Like people will take away, act like Bow Wow has just always been on Instagram. It's like, nah, Bow Wow full-fledged superstar.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's no appreciation for anything in hip hop anymore.
Damn, you feel that way, Currency too?
No, as he's saying it, I'm peeping it around like that. That is insane. They just wiped that all out.
Do you feel like people don't have appreciation for hip hop?
I feel like appreciation for
things.
What brought them into it? Like what made you want to do it? That's all. You know what I'm saying? It's not why you want to do it. Everybody's doing it now. Like the same reason everybody started selling Frenchie puppies. Like they just want to get money. It's just a flip. You know what I'm saying? It's not no real love in it.
Are you selling Frenchie puppies?
No.
Oh, the reason
I know
he was gonna say drugs. He said Frenchie
see that that's the way. Yeah, people see that that's the way. Like
Money,
that's the new dope. So they're like, let's just do this right quick.
Now let me ask you a question. JD and Puff supposed to do a versus. Who you got your money on?
I got to roll with JD. Basically, based on all of the shit that I'm finding out, like, oh, you did this, you did that. Like yesterday, I had like a revelation. I'm like, I don't know how this would actually look when you're reigning these artists. Like people gonna be the same way I was shocked, and I think I'm born in the game. I know everything, you know what I'm saying? But I was like knocked on my ass yesterday on something. So that's what's gonna be a whole arena of people like, oh, you know he did. Oh wait, all right, well yeah, I don't know. Goddamn, you know, like that. That's what's gonna happen. That's the way I see it, straight up. Like I don't know how many records Puff will bring out that I'm gonna be like, I didn't know you did. I think I know
most of the records he did.
I think I know it, you know. So.
How you feel about it, JD? Because a lot of people don't think you can match up.
Out.
I actually see it. I see the chart, right? You know what I mean? It's like,
but like you said, it's not only the records; it's also what that record did for the culture, right? In the feeling.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not like I said about the Chris Brown thing. I believe that in Versus world, people won't give it to Usher because of the way the mindset has been, been treated.
We've done that battle in here. With kids like 25, 26, Usher catalog still is timeless to them because their parents was listening to Usher. They like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about
like
this.
They know 7 o'clock in the drop top.
Man,
like they can't get around that.
Yes.
I mean, I'm the underdog. I'm not even tripping on that though. I'm the underdog.
That's not true either though.
I'm not.
He's not. Jermaine Dupri is not an underdog.
In that thing,
yes,
if it was a Vegas card, I think that everybody like the favor would be, he would be the underdog.
To me, that's people who haven't paid attention then.
No, they haven't, but that's what I'm saying. I'm the underdog because it's like
people who run
everybody,
the world,
they sit around and they say he can't match up. And they only talking about Big. That's it.
How long I've been saying that?
That's the only thing.
No, you didn't say Big, you said rap.
That's why I said it should be a R&B remix versus. Take out the rap.
You can't do that.
Because you can't beat Big records because not only because they're great records and nostalgia, Big's immortal. He's not here no more.
That's the only reason why people say he can't match up because they're talking about Big. Big is big. But I'm saying if it was a fight, I don't go into the fight thinking I'm not gonna get punched. You know what I'm saying? It's just when I throw mine and when he throw his. That's what it is. It ain't about he got punches. I got punches too. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Is it gonna happen for real or is it just talk?
No, it's gonna happen. It's bigger than what people think. What we want to do is bigger than what everybody's thinking about, and we want to make sure that it come across the way it's supposed to come across.
If y'all do it, y'all got to figure out how to do two because you can't just do one in Atlanta and New York. You got
to pick a neutral location. To be honest with you, I need to go to Charlotte or something.
For real, you got to do Atlanta. Got to do Atlanta. You got to do New York. Got to do Apollo, and you got to do.
I think y'all should just do R&B and remixes.
Do R&B in one city, hip hop in another city.
See, the problem with the remixes is I saw somebody saying this the other day. Half of Bad Boy remixes, I did them, right? So the Big Papa remix, I did it,
right?
The Total and Keith Murray, I did it,
right?
Total first record that ever came out got Brad on it, right?
How do you score that? How do you score that?
You got to drop those out.
You can't drop them out. That's what I'm saying. It's like, so if you do the remix, but I saw somebody saying, but in New York, we ain't play that JD remix. And I was like, oh, okay.
What remix? Yes, we did.
The Biggie remix, the Big Papa remix.
We did.
I'm just saying, I'm seeing people say that on Twitter. But either way you do it, it's going to be a fight, whether we in New York or we in Atlanta. Either way.
What came first? Was it the We Invented the Remix Bad Boy album or the definition of a remix So So Def album?
I think mine was coming first, and I don't know which one came out.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the remix thing has always been a battle between us, but it's interesting, like I said, because Puff was using me for remixes. It's not like I was a challenge for him back then. It was like, go to JD and get a remix for Big Papa. Go to JD and get a remix for Total.
All right, we got more with Jermaine Dupri and Currency, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Currency and Jermaine Dupri. Charlamagne?
I always wondered how much influence did you and Atlanta have on Big? Because, you know, we saw y'all in Big videos.
A lot.
Saw Big in y'all videos, and I remember hearing somebody say Big, I think it was Jay or somebody said Big was going to move to Atlanta at one point. He was trying to get everybody to buy houses in Atlanta.
I mean, well, I don't know about that, but me and him talked all the time. Because we was on tour. It was me, Brat, and Craig Mack. We was all on tour, and we was doing like the Chitlin circuit. And in that Chitlin circuit run, Craig Mack was the hottest, then Brat, and then Big. And Big was frustrated with the fact that his records weren't as popular as Funkdafied and Flavor in Your Ear at the time. And that's actually how I got to do the remix, because Big felt like he needed me to get into that space where Brat was
What
at.
record was out during that time?
Juicy in New York. Not on the Chitlin circuit.
Gotcha.
Right? The Chitlin circuit around where we live at in Atlanta, it hadn't caught yet. So, like I said, the Flavor in Your Ear, then Funkdafied, and then Juicy. I mean, people were f***ing with it, but they weren't head over heels. And it was driving him crazy. And he talked to me every day about doing a remix. And I finally did Big Papa remix. And then that's when we did the B-side with him and Brat. He came to Atlanta. And when he came to Atlanta, yeah, he probably, you know, because I brought him to College Park. He came to my hood and did that song. So he probably soaked up, I need to move out here. That's basically the same thing that happens to everybody when they come out there.
Just one last Diddy thing. You see what Young Jock said about you and Diddy? He said the difference between you and Diddy is that Diddy understands marketing, and that's what he got over Jermaine Dupri.
Well, I think he said that Diddy took his artistry, him as an artist, more serious than me. He's right. I'm all about making new artists. I'm all about I was all about putting out artists. You know, even like this album me and Currency got, I'm rapping on the record, but I'm not rapping all over the record. Because, you know what I mean? That's who I am. I'm a producer first, and I've always been that way. And I think that's one thing that he was saying. But even the Jock was signed to So So Def for one day before that Bad Boy deal. And Block switched it, and they went to Bad Boy.
You can do that? That's not illegal?
Yeah, I thought he signed. If he signed...
Nah. I'm saying he was signed because the person who produced the record was signed to me as a producer.
Nitty on the Beat, right?
Yeah, Nitty on the Beats was signed to So So Def as a producer. So I wasn't even pressing because I'm like, I know this is my song. We was at Virgin at this time. I'm like, I know this song is coming over here. It's easy, right? And I had already had the franchise where we was having all the success. I'm like, it's no way possible you don't give us this record. If you find the first version of It's Going Down, it says So So Def at the beginning of the record. So I was cool, like clearly like, oh, we got this. I went to sleep, woke up the next morning.
How did that happen?
I didn't actually sign him, right? It's like you signed to me. I know you're going to do the right thing for So So Def.
Got you.
And you already done said So So Def at the beginning of the record. So I'm like, oh, it's got my tag. It's got a tag on it already. We cool. I'm going to go to sleep. We'll make the deal. You know what I mean?
He said you should have stayed up.
So yeah, that was that situation when it's going down.
But you ever go back and think about the fight that you had to do that I think a lot of people don't know, which opened the doors for a lot of those Southern artists?
Nah, that's one of the other statements I said in that interview that people was like, Jermaine's, it's all cap. Jermaine's just cap. And I'm like, all right, listen, it was a time in New York when Southern rappers was not on the radio at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, right? And I was frustrated. I'm like, you know what? We got to figure out how to get in. I hired Envy to introduce me to the streets of New York and move around so people will see my face and be more out here. Nobody from the South beat the streets like me. You know this, right?
Facts.
And the way that we beat the streets, and we made Never Scared, a permanent stay record in New York.
Oh, I think they
then
like
we
me.
put Cameron and Busta Rhymes, and we did everything to make sure that the South was, represented well in this town. And then the Youngbloods record. And these two records became so popular in New York alone that you heard them like it was Atlanta. To me, that was the beginning of all of these other records being heard on the radio the way they heard today.
I remember they told JD, I think they like me.
Yeah.
They told JD to take the franchise boys off. Just leave it Jermaine Dupri and Bow Wow in the bracket. That's the only way that they were going to spin it in New York.
Wow. With everybody selling their catalogs, you think y'all two would ever think about selling y'all's?
I understand why people do it. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. They call me with $400 million. Well, all right, well, you know, how many generations of us are going to be okay off this 400 tickets? You know, maybe we'll do it. I don't know.
I'm waiting for all my reversions. Y'all don't hear people talk about that much, but I'm waiting on mine because everything that came out in 92 is coming back to me 100%. Everything that came back in 93, 94 is coming back to me 100%. I wrote 100% of all of Escape records. I wrote 100% of Crisscross. I wrote 100% of Usher My Way. When they come back...
What you mean when they come back?
Because I have a deal with Sony as a publishing situation. But the reversions, it comes back to me and I don't have a deal with them. So when the reversions come back and somebody walk up and they got that ticket he talking about, then you know it might be a conversation.
Explain that, JD, because you always been the CEO. So I didn't even with writers, you have to give over some of the publishing of the master.
No, you make a publishing deal when you're younger. I made a publishing deal when I was 19. That's when I got my money. They gave me, you give me $1 million. That's the first $1 million I got from Sony. It's like a 50-50 split publishing situation. I've been over there since I was 19. Which is a long time, but they get all the songs. So all the songs that you make, they go into this thing, and I've recouped 2-3 times, right? I could have left a bunch of times, but I stayed. By the way, when I start writing songs, to hear that in 25 years you get your reversions or whatever, I never even thought I'd make it that long. So I'm saying I'm here. I'm past that point at this point now. So now I'm like, coming back. Come on.
Oh, last question. SWV Escape. Who opens up?
Ooh.
We just heard that discussion this week.
Yeah, I heard that. It was pretty sticky.
I want to hear from both of y'all. Think about all the records they got.
Me, if I was if I was still like the front running mindset of Escape, I would let Escape open.
Why?
Because the pain that they gonna put in before, coming after Escape is hard. They really can sing, right? So it's like, and I'm not saying SWV can't, but
because Coco's otherworldly. Coco can sing.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying they can't sing. I'm just saying I've always had that mindset. I've always had that mindset about me as an entertainer. Like, let me go first. Because I feel like it's harder for the person to figure out what they got to do afterwards. I remember seeing Jay-Z saying he went on after DMX one night, and DMX took his shirt off, and he started pouring water on him, and he was backstage like, man, what the f*** I'm going to do when I come out there? That is the mindset that you had, right? Until you get out there and the crowd make it different. But put that pressure on the person, make them sit back there and try to figure out what they're going to do when they come out. That's what I would do.
See, I think they should do different markets. SWV, New York, certain areas, I think they should close. But Atlanta, Escape got to close in Atlanta.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't even argue about it. I personally feel like that closing first thing, I feel like that's just all, it's mental. I remember going to the Triple Threat concert, and it was Al B. Sure, BBD, and I want to say Bobby Brown, right? I love all of them. BBD was busting Bobby Brown ass, for the time period that they came in. Bobby brought, he did what he had to do in pulling up the rib. But I'm just saying, them being where they were, it wasn't a bad slot. It's not a thing that I was thinking about like, damn, BBD should have closed. They was killing it. I mean, Poison was at the height of Poison at the time when I saw this. It felt like they should have closed. But, when Bobby came on and Tenderoni and all these records came on, you realize why he was the closer, right? So I just feel like, me personally, I look at that performance slot thing different.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you pick up the album, Jermaine Dupri, Currency.
For motivational use only.
Appreciate you guys for joining us.
Four.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's The Breakfast Club. It's JD and Currency, y'all.
Yeah.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Our audible pick of the day is the Light Podcast with Michelle Obama. In this uplifting new series, Michelle Obama discusses meeting life's challenges with Oprah, Tyler Perry, David Letterman, and others. Listen free at the home of storytelling. Audible.com/The Light.
This don't be a donkey, because right now you want some real donkey.
It's time for Donkey of the Day. So if you ever feel I need to be a donkey, man, hit me with the heat.
Did she get Donkey today? Please tell me.
Absolutely. I have become Donkey of the Day.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
We're donkeys.
She's 26 years old, and she's a Canadian woman who in 2019 was convicted of impaired driving that led to a massive explosion in London. Y'all might have forgot or never heard of Daniela. But she pled guilty to 4 counts of impaired driving, and she was sentenced to 3 years in prison in 2021. Can I refresh your memory? Let's go to CTV News for the report, please.
22-year-old Daniela Lees faces a dozen charges connected to the blast that rocked the Old East Village mid-August. Lees faces charges including impaired operation over 80 milligrams causing bodily harm and 4 counts of criminal negligence causing bodily harm. On August 14th, emergency crews responded to the Woodman Avenue address for a collision. Once on scene, responders noticed the smell of gas, and within minutes, the house exploded. Police believe the vehicle hit a gas line when it collided with the home. Now, roughly 100 homes had to be evacuated, and 7 people were injured, including multiple first responders.
Jesus Christ. Well, you know we live in a world where nobody holds themselves accountable for nothing. Okay, nothing is never the fault of the person. All right, blame always has to go to someone else. So Daniela is blaming someone else for this. She's actually filing a lawsuit against Ovations Ontario Food Services, alleging that the company shares some of the liability for civil lawsuits filed by the victims of the blast because they served her alcohol. Yeah, she's blaming it on the alcohol. I can't make this kind of stuff up. Let's go to CTV News for the report, please.
The Kitchener woman behind the wheel in an impaired driving crash that destroyed and damaged several homes in London is suing the company that served her at Budweiser Gardens that night. Daniela Lees is facing a number of civil lawsuits in relation to the August 2019 crash and says Ovations Ontario Food Services should share liability. Now, CTV's Krista Simpson is joining us now with more on this story. Krista, before the crash, Lees was at a concert.
Ricardo, the statement of claim says, among other things, the company served her alcohol, didn't monitor how much she was drinking, let her drink more than she should have, and ejected her from the venue without making sure she was not going to drive impaired. In October 2020, Lees pleaded guilty to 4 counts of impaired driving causing bodily harm, ultimately being sentenced to 3 years in prison. Lee's lawsuit against Ovations Ontario Food Services says the crash would not have happened if the company had not been negligent.
You know, I came up in an era when drinking and driving was a choice. Okay, you can drink or you can drive. You can drive or you can drink, but you cannot do both. Okay, we had so many reminders not to drink and drive. You know, South Carolina had the highways or die-ways commercials. I don't know if they were national. I think they might have been national. Virginia had to drive sober or get pulled over. Those might have been national too. I don't remember. But remember the buzz driving is drunk driving campaigns? Mm-hmm. I know Texas had the faces of drunk driving ads. I mean, don't drink and drive was literally drilled into our brains since day one. Okay, not to mention this happened in 2019. All right, the rideshare revolution has been happening for a long time. Okay, the Lyfts, the Ubers of the world. There was somebody you could have called Daniela. Now, don't get me wrong. We know that some bars can be held liable when they know a person is intoxicated and they keep serving them. I don't know if this is one of those situations. Okay, the lawsuit is saying that they knew she was intoxicated and did not train or supervise staff serving alcohol and put profit above safety. I don't know if all that is true. I don't know if all that is proven. All I know is that in the drunk driving case, the primary defendant is the drunk driver. Okay, we live in a society where nobody wants to be held accountable for their actions. It's always somebody else's fault. She's better off saying the devil made me do it. Okay, if you're going to blame somebody, blame Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub, Trump, whatever you call the devil. She might as well have put the blame on that evil entity because all that is more believable and makes more sense. But at the end of the day, we are all accountable for ourselves. Simple as that. Accountability breeds responsibility. So whenever you see someone doing something as irresponsible as Daniela did, it's because she's probably a human who has never been held accountable for anything she's ever done in her life. Okay, that 3 years in prison she's serving right now is the first time she's probably ever been held accountable for her actions. And of course, she doesn't want to take full responsibility. Well, kids, always remember, 99% of all failures come from people who have a habit of making excuses. Safe to say Daniela falls under that 99%. Please let Remy Ma give Daniela Lease the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. You stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?
All right. Well, thank you for the donkey of the day. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Power 105.1. The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
An angry outburst or like lose your temper while you're fasting or it like spoils your fast. You know, it's really just about like going from the inside out. And I do want to say that I think this year is also like really significant because yesterday we just commemorated the 20-year anniversary of the U.S. invasion of Iraq. And having that also kind of come into this moment for Muslim Women's Day, I think is so powerful because, you know, the war on Iraq, I think, is like the biggest modern day example of how devastating media misrepresentation can be for communities like ours, like minorities that are underrepresented. When we allow other people to tell our stories or speak on our behalf, like they did with Iraq, for example, you know, we were saying that they had these weapons of mass destruction that we had to go in and, you know, like save the world from. And lo and behold, obviously, one of the biggest blunders in American history, there were no weapons of mass destruction. And we ended up going into Iraq, the home of one of the oldest modern civilizations in the history of mankind, and completely obliterating the country based on total misinformation. And a lot of that misinformation was representing Muslim women as being oppressed. And we had to go in there and rescue them. We had to go in there and liberate them and save them. And I started Muslim Girl because it's our way of talking back, that we show Muslim women have a voice of our own. There's no such thing as being a voice for the voiceless. It's about empowering people to use their voices for themselves. You know, like who gets to tell our stories? Who gets to hold the pen?
What about action though? Like you're the type of person, you actually went out there, ran for Congress. I feel like sometimes this generation only wants to be on social media, and it's just words.
I don't think so. You know, I think especially when you're born into it, it's really powerful to have that fluency. You know, like modern technology today is its own language. And a lot of people talk about like armchair activism, right? You're like, you're sitting at home, you're tweeting about things, whatever, but all those tweets, all the shares, all the things that you really talk about online, that shifts public opinion, and public opinion is powerful. You know, public opinion is what decides if we're gonna do like publicly support going to war with a country that we've never even heard of before or people that we've never even met before. Public opinion is what decides if we're going to really give a damn about human rights. Public opinion is what's going on right now with what's happening with Trump. I mean, we're also talking about today, Trump might get indicted. He might become the first president in American history to get indicted.
I don't think that's happening.
You don't think it's happening?
No, I don't think this country will ever truly know how to punish that level of whiteness and that level of privilege.
Yeah.
And I don't if he ever does get indicted, it won't be for these charges in New York. Maybe Georgia.
Yeah.
You know, I still think Merrick Garland should be first. You know what I mean? But I don't see it. Maybe though. You never know.
Now, you talked about Islamophobia, right? Has it gotten better? Has it gotten worse from the last time we spoke to you?
Good question. I think that when you don't have a psycho like Trump in office, it kind of makes people feel like the urgency isn't there anymore. You know, when you have someone literally launching a Muslim ban and saying an entire group of people can't enter the country, obviously it's gonna, you know, flare off like the alarm bells, right? And then when you have a president like Biden in office, it kind of makes people think like everything's cool again and all of that. But I think what Trump taught us is that the hate is there. Minorities have been talking about this for generations, that racism exists. You know, like we didn't need a racist to come into office to prove that to anybody. But what he did was really let it come out in the open. Now it's just going back underground again. Doesn't mean it's not there. Doesn't mean that it does not still need to be addressed. It absolutely does.
It's making its way up to New York right now because they think that their guy's about to get indicted.
Yeah.
What they say they having a
drive-through. What's like a drive-through? They're gonna be driving from Long Island to MAGA cars.
Yeah. No way, really?
Yeah, from Long Island.
Yeah. In New
Hundreds
York?
of them. Yeah, gonna be driving from Long Island out to thing. But what made me think about it is every time I see a movie or they talk about 9/11, I just wonder how crazy does it get for you? Because I think TMZ's doing a fifth plane movie. And they talk about the fifth plane that was hijacked that nobody talks about. And I was wondering, damn, every time that comes up, is it Do you get stares when you go to the airport? Do you feel like they pull you to the side? Like, does it get worse every time?
Oh my God, yeah. Especially like when you're living in New York. For me, most of my life, like the anniversary of 9/11 was like, all right, I gotta wrap my headscarf a different way so that people don't realize that it's like a Muslim scarf.
Really?
I gotta like, yeah, of course. Like it's scary. It gets really scary. And, you know, even with like the group chat with my friends, like guys, like, you know, be on alert, you know, every time there's like a mass shooting in the news, we all collectively hold our breath praying that it's not a Muslim because we know that we're all going to pay the price for it. Meanwhile, obviously, like the number one, you know, profile of like mass shooters are like
white male.
Yeah, exactly.
White male,
and like they like you don't see the collective paying the price for that. You don't even see like the government making any moves to address that. Meanwhile, like, you know, 9/11 happened, and ever since we have to take off our shoes when we walk into the airport, you know. And also I think a huge part of it too is just the way that we're represented. You know, like when you think of the idea of like who these hijackers are, what a terrorist is, they're men that look like my father, my brothers, my cousins, you know, like people that are just stereotyped and grouped into one huge monolith. And when you do that, that's how you can dehumanize an entire population of people.
We're still kicking with Amani, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking with Amani. Charlamagne?
We all get excited when we see ourselves represented in the arts, right? Like TV, film. I wondered for you, did Miss Marvel do anything for you? Being, you know, set in Jersey,
of course.
Muslim, like.
First of all, I am Miss Marvel. Brown Jersey girl with superpowers, okay? But yeah, I mean, it was really cool because Muslim Girl became the first Muslim media to ever cover a Marvel red carpet when we covered the premiere of Miss Marvel. So it was like a really beautiful full circle moment. And I think that those are the stories we need to see. Are you kidding me? Do you know what impact that would have had on me growing up if I saw a Marvel superhero that I could resonate with and connect with? Actually, there was this really interesting conversation that I had with Shonda Rhimes about Grey's Anatomy. And she was talking about how that show, showing these diverse women of color within the med field, it directly correlated with like a skyrocketing of women of color entering into medicine, you know, and like studying that. So just think the effect it has when Muslim girls, for example, only ever see a reflection of themselves in the media as oppressed, as victims, as tortured, as angry, as terrorists, you know? Imagine what happens when you see a positive reflection of yourself in the media around you, what that can do as a society.
Now, I see on the sheet it says you blame Charlamagne for the worst first date ever.
Oh, God.
What happened?
What?
That's what it says on the sheet. It says, why do you blame Charlamagne for the worst first date ever?
This is going to take me out of my Ramadan vibes right now.
What happened? What happened?
I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I definitely blame you for like the worst first date I've ever been on, for sure.
What happened? The guy remind you of Charlamagne, look like Charlamagne, short like Charlamagne?
I met this really nice, you know, nice Muslim Arab man. Wanted to take me out on a date.
Okay.
Had like a beautiful career and profession. I'm like, all right, dope. Like this is gonna be good. He's gonna take me out on a nice date, whatever. Very first conversation. He's like, yo, like, you know, I discovered what my calling is in life. You know, everyone has a calling and I discovered mine. I'm like, oh, like, you know, that's amazing. What is it? He's like, I'm gonna quit my job and become a rapper. And this is his like next trajectory. Like he's like, that's how I'm gonna make $1 million. That's like whatever. Proceeds to hold me hostage in his car for 20 minutes that night to make me listen to his like crappy music.
It was that bad?
Are you with like the auto tune, like super low, like did not sound like him whatsoever. I'm just like, bro, like do not quit your job, please. Like
Jesus.
And then I'm not planning on like talking to him ever again because it's just like a miserable like whatever. And then he actually had the audacity to like DM me afterwards like, yo, so like I know like you and Charlamagne are cool. Do you mind sending him my music? I know he's gonna want to work with me, this and that. So I'm like, was that why you took me out on this like torturous date? You know?
Wow.
You might have missed your blessing.
Yeah, he might be good.
He
might be good. Yeah. He might be good.
No, I dodged a listen. Muslim, like finding a good Muslim man today, and like, you know, from my background, from whatever, my age group, like they are far and few between. So I felt like.
So just telling me sucks.
I got robbed.
That's it. Like I used to want to rap. And it took my man, Dr. Robert Evans, who's a mentor of mine, he told me I sucked as a rapper. And he said you should focus on radio and being an executive. That's literally what he told me.
Charlamagne had a
25 years
stupid
ago.
rap name. Like, ask Charlamagne what his rap name
At
was.
that time, my rap name was Charlamagne. Before that, my rap name was Dizzy Van Winkle. But
What?
Exactly. Can you imagine
Wait,
Dizzy
is this
Van
like on
Winkle?
Wikipedia or something? I've never heard this.
But all it takes is for somebody to say you suck. All you had to do was tell that brother he sucks as a rapper. He'd have left it alone. Y'all been happily ever after right
Are
now.
you kidding? Like, no.
I wonder what his
You
rap
said he
name
was
was.
nice, but
Yo, after he's already like quitting his job and changing his entire life for this dream of his, I'm not gonna shatter a young man's like aspirations like that.
What is he doing now?
I mean, that's the thing. He was like a commercial pilot.
No!
I'm like, he's gonna take me out on some nice dates. That's gonna be fun. Like,
No,
secure.
man. No, man.
Jesus.
Wow.
Man.
I'm like, you're leaving that for this?
He probably went
Yeah,
back.
disappointing.
He probably went back to flying.
I sure as hell hope so.
Yo, hit Omani up, King. All right.
He gonna be the next rapper. Watch. He gonna be
Tell him
blowing
you
up his
gave up
watch.
rapping, yo.
Yo, but after 30 days, you know, like once Ramadan has passed.
You know, you recently went to the White House too to see Dr. Jill Biden.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, no, it was really great. It was really awesome. She was delivering the International Women of Courage Awards. So we got to see some of the most influential women on the planet, you know, like all coming to DC, to the White House to get these awards for exceptional things they've done. It was pretty cool to see like so many women from different backgrounds represented there. You know, there was one woman who gave a speech. She was actually a senator from Malaysia, and she was the only awardee that was given the chance to like share some remarks, and to see her, you know, stand out of her wheelchair to speak in front of the First Lady and the Secretary of State Blinken and start her speech with Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. You know, it was definitely a moment for me.
Do you feel like that administration is doing enough for Muslims?
Of course not.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
So when I think about how the last administration did an all-out assault on Muslims, I feel like, you know, that pushback against that should be just as loud from the new administration. I don't even think they do enough to protect the people who worship in Congress.
Here's the thing. I mean, we're literally seeing attacks on Congress right now that really just parallel the silencing happening on a mass scale. I mean, look at what happened to Congresswoman Ilhan Omar.
That's right.
First
Right.
African-born congressperson, first Somali-born, and she was on the Foreign Affairs Committee, and the Republicans removed her. Literally, probably like the most useful voice that we have in the government to sit on a committee like that. And now like the entire committee looks like, you know, just like the same white man over and over again if you scroll their like committee page, you know. I think what's really important is Muslim ban happened. They're all like texting. One of the first texts was like, where are our black brothers and sisters? We need them to like stand with us right now and stuff like that. And you know, my immediate thought was, well, Mike Brown just got shot a few years earlier. Like, where was the Muslim community to stand with our black brothers and sisters at that time, right? It's like, for us, and especially when you think about, you know, like where non-black Muslims are and their disconnect with the black community, it's so important because we inevitably need each other. You know, the weather always changes, and every time they're coming for one of us. So the only way is like, we have to, when that moment, that opportunity presents itself for us to step up, be an ally, have each other's backs, it's always on us to be the first ones to do it, because it's gonna come back around and we're gonna need that hand extended as well.
Word.
Well, we appreciate you for stopping by.
And if they want to donate to Muslim girls, what do they do?
Check out muslimgirl.com. Follow Muslim Girl on all social medias. Follow me, Amani, on all social media, and keep updated about Muslim Women's Day next week. And of course, we got a lot of programs coming up for Ramadan. So
when you launch the beauty product line, you got to come back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Word.
Would love to.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Amani, and we appreciate you for joining us, and thank you for coming in person this time.
Thank you for having me.
It's the Breakfast
Love
Club.
being
Good
here.
morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, you know, on Fridays we do Pass the Aux. That's where Nyla comes up, and Nyla breaks down what she's listening to, what we should be listening to, and she usually puts us on to some stuff that we honestly just don't know about. So we have Nyla with us this morning. Good morning, Nyla.
DJ Nyla Simone.
Hey guys, what's going on? All right, so this week I'm gonna start off with this sexy red joint that's moving called Pound Town. Now, when I first
People
heard
love
it,
this record.
yeah, when I first heard it, I really didn't take it seriously. It feels like one of those like joking records, but it's actually really moving.
My ass brown.
Yeah. I see you're already tapped in. That would be your favorite line.
Man, y'all making real hip-hop heads drive off a bridge this morning. Let me tell you something. If you one of them hip-hoppers that grew up wearing denim jean shorts with construction Timberlands and you was on Chew Sticks listening to Wu-Tang, you are mad as hell right now. There is people in the car pulling out their dreads, even though they already got a bald spot in the middle. It is a 55, 60-year-old hip-hop head right now losing his... Is this what hip-hop has come to? Is this what hip-hop has come to?
Well, they love that song.
Yeah, it's hip-hop is in just different spaces. We got a lot of pockets. You got jingle raps, you got catchy raps, and you got rap. And I'm going to give you guys, for the real hip-hop fans, let me give you guys one too. This is actually an exclusive from Wild Great from Earth Gang. He sent me this record, and it's really, really tough. So he gave me permission to link it, and it's called Avant-Garde.
Hard. That's dope. I love Earth Gang. Question, because, you know, I really enjoy Earth Gang as a duo, but maybe I'm not tapped in enough. Are either one of them hot enough to go solo at this point?
Hot enough to go solo. I mean, I guess it depends on your definition of hot. I think they have like really strong and solid fan bases. Are they like the blog era rapper level? No, but within their niche, I think they're strong enough. But I don't even think that they're going solo per se. Like, I don't, at least that I know of, they haven't talked about anything like that.
He's probably just exploring other ways to be creative. That's all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I like it. I like it. And then lastly, I'm gonna go with Mellow Bucks. She just did a remix of her record Boom That Was Moving. A lot of people were doing the boom dance, but now she just shot a remix with Lotto, which is going crazy.
Okay. I want my toes sucked, slack, groceries eaten from the back. Boom, you see me?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You do the remix, Charlamagne.
And who was that? Mellow Bucks?
Yeah, that's Mellow Bucks and Big Lotto, which is just cool to see the girls collaborating. Like, I love that. And I know Lola and Young Miami and Lotto, I just did the Don't Play With It remix too. So it's just cool to see the girls having fun.
That is Mellow Rax is a rapper too, right?
Mellow Rax is also a rapper. She signed with Young Money, but this is Mellow Bucks.
Right.
And she's from Chicago.
What's the mellow thing mean for y'all generation? Like, what does that mean? Like, what is that? Just like actually like the word mellow, like just cool?
It's MELLO. I don't know what it means. You have to ask them.
It might be short for her name or something. I don't know. We don't know.
Yo, if we got a Mellow Bucks, we got a Mellow Rax, we need a Mellow Yellow. Where's Mellow Yellow?
All right, Nala, thank you so much. Now, Nala, give them all your information, Nala, if they want to holler at you.
You know what? Maybe that could be Envy's new nickname. You know, you
Mellow
like
Yellow. Oh, you going to join in with him, Nala? I thought you was on my side, Nala.
You know what? I'm sorry. I had to let that one out. I'm like, who would be Mellow Yellow? All right. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Nyla Simone, NYLASYMONEEE. And then make sure you guys click the link in bio so you can tap into the Past the Aux playlist, which is updated with all the new music that comes out.
And tell them watch the Amazon show. I was watching it Wednesday night.
Yes, definitely make sure you guys watch my new show on Amazon. It's me, Rob Markman, Gabe P, and Speedy Norman. And we spin the block on hip hop topics. So it's just an hour of us debating. So if you guys are into hip hop as much as we are, definitely tap in. It's a vibe.
It's called the Roundtable Rotation. It's 9:00 every Wednesday night. I watched it this past Wednesday. I thought I had to pay for it. I was so pleasantly surprised that I didn't.
Yeah, it's free. Download the app. Just download the Twitch app. Type in rotation, and then you'll see us.
I didn't even have to download the app. I just clicked the link, and it took me right to it.
Oh, dope.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Fire. Okay, good.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, Nala. Up next, we got the People's Choice Mix. It don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, we got a shout to Currency and Jermaine Dupri for stopping through. Also, Amani for stopping through this morning.
That's right. Salute to Currency and Jermaine Dupri. Make sure you go grab that album for motivational use only. And, man, put some respect on the legend Jermaine Dupri's name. I don't know what's going on in the media lately where the South has been getting slighted a lot, but I don't like it. Okay? I don't like it at all. I don't even understand it anymore because this isn't like some niche thing. Like, the South has been the most dominant region of hip-hop for the past, probably 21 years. Easily. Easily. I'm talking about easily. It's not even close. So stop it. Put some respect on Jermaine Dupri's name. You can't even talk about Atlanta without talking about Jermaine Dupri. So stop it.
Shout out to JD. All right. Now, also, let me shout out to everybody in Memphis again. My car show is going down May 28th. If you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets. We're doing it for Young Dolph. So we're doing it actually with Young Dolph's estate, with Young Dolph's family. We're going to have Young Dolph's whole fleet there. Key Glock's going to have some cars there. Some of his celebrity friends are going to bring some cars. I'm bringing 50 Cent's cars, my cars. It's going to be a family fun day. The Dolph Museum will be there. So if you want to see some of his clothes and artifacts and art and jewelry, we'll have that on display. Also, we have kids' games and rides and gaming trucks and face painting and food and all that. If you haven't got your tickets, click the link in my bio. Get your tickets. We're going to have fun. That's May 28th, which closes out Memphis in May. So I can't wait to see you guys. And then I know we're also heading to Atlanta for Charlamagne's podcast.
That's right. We'll have the Black Effect Podcast Festival. The first ever Black Effect Podcast Festival is happening in Atlanta on April 22nd at Pullman Yards, man. I want to thank everybody who's purchased their tickets already. Like I've been saying, if y'all keep buying tickets the way y'all buying tickets, we're going to sell out before April 22nd, and I couldn't be more grateful. We have live podcasts. 85 South Show, Reasonably Shady, Horrible Decisions. They'll all be on the stage. Just to name a few of the podcasts that'll be there. And we got food, we got music, we got the Black Effect Marketplace, which is going to be a lot of the local businesses in Atlanta. They're going to be there, as well as merchandise from your favorite podcast. And it's hosted by me and Just Hilarious. So pull up on us, man. We'll see you April 22nd. Go to Eventbrite for your tickets and go to blackeffect.com for more info.
All right, when we come back, we got the positive notice. The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. It's time to get up out of here. Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
I do have a positive note, but first I just want to remind everybody, make sure you go get your tickets for the first ever Black Effect Podcast Festival happening April 22nd in Atlanta at Pullman Yards. I just want to thank everybody who's buying tickets, man. If y'all keep buying tickets the way y'all buying tickets, we are absolutely going to sell out before April 22nd, and I love that. The 85 South Show will be on that stage live. Horrible Decisions. The Big Facts Podcast will be on that stage live, just to name a few of the podcasts that'll be there. It's hosted by me and Just Hilarious. We're going to have food. My man Louis V is providing the soundtrack. We got the Black Effect Marketplace, where we'll have local businesses from Atlanta there, as well as merchandise from your favorite podcast. So go to eventbrite.com right now and get your tickets, or go to blackeffect.com for more information, okay? Thank you. And we'll see you April 22nd at the first ever Black Effect Podcast Festival. Now, I want y'all to remember this going into the weekend. The key to life is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?